That's all the vinyl I have. I need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more pieces. 7 more pieces. So, I'm not done yet. And we gotta work on this trim right here. So, luckily Home Depot sells these by the piece. It's a lot cheaper than buying a whole box, and you don't need a whole box. Oh, this on the floor is 1 box. I think they're like $3 a piece. It's just gonna be a lot of weird cuts. I'm also gonna buy a cutting board and use that to cut the vinyl for all the weird angles. Yeah, they have an open box at the store. It's all you can buy them individually. This 1 box was like $58. Not bad though. I think I staggered them correctly. I just went to the halfway mark on every other row. This is a close-up. Also, that marine sealant really worked well. There's no more clamps that held up. And then over here, I did this one this morning when I first got out here. I put one here. So once this dries, take the clamps off. So not too bad. Oh, we got about 5 weeks left right now. It just really depends on money. But I already solved the problem I had with the wall. Like I said yesterday, I think I'm just going to use that extra sheet of 1/4 inch plywood that I have and build a wall. And then we'll get some more cool vinyl, kind of like the vinyl flooring, but a different kind. And then we'll put that over the wall. We'll do like vinyl strip paneling. That will save a bunch of money, and then also it'll save the van a lot of weight. And it'll still look really nice. The flooring just for this amount that I put down was $58. I know you can get the stuff at Walmart for cheaper. You can get a box of it with a little bit less for like $15, but the Walmart quality just it's not good. It comes up very easily, especially in the heat. And this stuff's more like heavy duty. Some things you can't go cheap on. Outdoor vinyl siding Yeah, that's what I'm gonna use for the walls. It'll be a lot quicker and a lot cheaper, and a lot less weight. Cause I can show you guys. Sorry, her garage is kind of a mess, but I got one more sheet of 1/4 inch plywood right here, and I thought I was going to need more for the floors for odd cuts and stuff, but I ended up not needing it because I actually still even have some scrap wood to do like the back of the floor back here. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is cutting that 1/4 inch plywood down and bolting it into that wall right over there. So yeah, but from this angle, you can see how it came out. You can still see underneath where the insulation is on the subfloor, but what I was gonna end up doing here was just, I don't even have to cut these ends of the vinyl off to even it. I'm just gonna take a giant piece of aluminum trim that bolts into the top, and then it comes down this way, and then it hides everything underneath. So I'm just gonna use aluminum trimming, and then I'm gonna do the same thing up front, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the side over there for the doors. So when you get in, it's actually like trimmed real nice with aluminum, and you can get those aluminum trim pieces at Home Depot for, I think they're like $10 a piece, and you just have to cut them to whatever measurement you want. Looks like everything came out pretty good though, even this right here. So my idea of using the spray foam as the adhesive underneath to keep this odd piece like bolted down ended up working. It won't move. It's sealed. That's where all the batteries are going to go, like in this area, so the weight will help keep that from ever coming up. The DeWalt vape is a nice touch. Yeah. But it's starting to come along. Like I said, when the floors are practically done, then really it's just a matter of getting the wall done, both walls, the paneling, and then just building out your furniture inside here. I think I told you guys I'm going with a Walmart desk. It's $69 for the desk. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint it a different color. It's white. I'm going to paint it a different color to match in here. And then I'm going to get some brackets, and we're going to anchor the desk into the floor and the wall of the van, locking it into place. And then I'm going to build onto the desk. So I might build an extra shelf onto the desk. But I figured it was cheaper to buy the desk, because you get all the materials for a desk, than it is to go buy a bunch of heavy duty wood and then use that as this. Alright, I gotta go inside real quick and rinse my hand off. I'll be right back. I just stuck my finger in wet insulation. I was like picking off the back pieces and my finger went right into a giant wet piece. Now the tips of my fingers are all sticky. I wonder if I can climb walls. Yeah, that's it for today because I don't have anything else to do. I don't that I have materials for. I mean, other than the hanging these things, but that's got to sit all overnight, and I only had 2 clamps. So in order to put those up, you have to clamp them in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I got to pick up some screws, some different types of screws to put the 1/4-inch plywood up on there. And the reason being is those deck screws are a little bit too thin to hang something on the wall. And then the anchor screws or anchor bolt screws that I have for those support beams are a little bit too over the top for that 1/4-inch plywood. So I gotta find something that can go wood to wood, not wood to metal. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I didn't really pick up a bunch of materials this week because I ordered that exhaust fan. So that cut into my materials fund. And that should be here by no later than the 19th of this month. So maybe one more week it'll be here. We're going to put that past that second rivet right there. But yeah, so what my plan is for this coming week, Thursday when I go material shopping, I need to get, screws. I need to get like a giant roll of insulation for the walls so we could put it in the walls. I might pick up some of the extension cables that I'll be running behind all the walls to the places where I know I'm going to have electrical components and run them back here to where my inverter is going to be. I'm also going to pick up one of the batteries from Walmart. I am getting a battery from Walmart. I looked into it. It's actually a pretty decent battery for $100. It's not a lithium battery, but it's a giant RV battery. It's meant for RV camping. And it comes with a year warranty. So if it doesn't work, I can probably take it back. Aside from that, I'm trying to think. Oh, and if I have enough money, I'm going to order solar panels. The solar setup or whatever. We'll get those mounted to the roof as well. So the next thing to install, I would say, would be that wall that you're staring at right now. Which would include the insulation, whatever electrical I'm planning on running. I am going to be doing at least one GFS plug over by where the sink's going to be. Like a regular wall outlet with some USB ports. And I'm going to do another one back by the bed. But I think I'm actually going to put another GFS plug over here, because the desk is going to be up here. Like, the desk is going to go from the other half of this tire well over, kind of blocking the inside door right here. So I'll do an electrical socket somewhere next to the bed and also next to the desk. And then I'll probably put another electrical outlet down. Or actually, you know what? Because it's so close to where the inverter is going to be over here, I could probably just run a really long battery pack power strip cable through here and then set that up under my desk and then have all my electronics plugged into like a surge protector. But I'm still going to do a GFS plug up by the bed so you can plug like your phone in to charge at night. Sorry, GFCI. I always say GFS for whatever fucking reason. I forget what GFS was. Yeah, GFCI. Even though I'm not planning on getting anything wet in here, it's still probably a good idea.
Oh, that is a big wasp. Motherfucker's trying to come in. So anywho, yeah, that's pretty much it for today, unfortunately. That's all I got for material. I got the yard mowed at least. That's why it took me so long to go live. I want to mow the big ass yard here. But oh god. Well, I think when the live ends, you can rewind the live and go back. I didn't make that a setting for whatever reason. Prism. Anytime I go live on Prism, it does that. I don't know how to change it. But as soon as I end this, you should be able to go back and rewatch it. Yeah, I'm gonna do a fridge similar to the Dometic cooler chest fridges. You know those? It looks like a giant cooler, but it's a fridge. I'm going with one of those, not a Dometic though. Those are fucking $1,000. I can't afford that right now. But they have knockoff ones that actually work really well that are 12 volts on Amazon with like thousands of positive reviews. The one I'm getting has like a 4.7 star review out of like, I think I had like 4,000 people that gave it a review. But it's going to go right here. It's going to sit here by the driver's seat in the middle, and then it's just going to get plugged in behind the driver's seat somewhere under the wall. But the cool thing about having it here is it gives me all this extra space to do more out here. Another cool thing about having it here is while I'm doing a lot of driving, on a road trip to a place, I'm able to grab a drink without stopping. And then if I'm out at a campsite and I want to cook something, I can roll over the fridge to the doorway here and grab stuff out of it, which would be kind of cool. And the sink is going to go somewhere like over here. Probably, if I can do it, it's going to go like to the right of that gas thing over here. So we'll see. But it's starting to look really nice. You could almost throw an air mattress in here and go camping. Just got to get the rest of that floor done. I couldn't tell you guys how many fucking splinters I got in the last fucking 2 days here from this fucking wood, this untreated wood. A lot. I picked so much fucking wood with tweezers out of my fingers this weekend. I felt like I was in like a Japanese torture chamber or something. Blue Yeti power stations. All right, I'll look that up. I'm open to new stuff. Especially if I haven't bought it yet. Will you have a fridge in the fire lookout? I don't think they do have a fridge in there. I didn't ask, but I'll have a fridge in my camper van. So if I need to, I could just leave the fridge in my camper van or bring it upstairs. Especially if I'm going to be there for a while, I might as well bring it upstairs, and I can throw a couple of my batteries out of my van up there too. I do want to get at least one 130 watt portable solar panel eventually. You know, the kind that folds out and you could set it on the ground to have extra power. I do plan on getting one of those, especially if I want to like go actual camping out in the woods with Valentina, like in a tent, you know, go hiking and go camping. It would be cool to have a portable solar panel and kind of get a better view of what I did here. So that bracket is holding this down at the base of that marine sealant. locks into place, and then the same thing. You can see there's not much for it to stick to. Back behind here. That's why this was so difficult to try and bolt in. So the only way to really mount this is with the marine sealant. So hopefully that works. That's supposed to support the desk screwing into it. What's up, avocado? It's alright. In case you missed it, because apparently you can't rewind up my stream, I did the vinyl flooring as much as I possibly could. Then I ran out. So yeah, I honestly, I think like that corner over there would take about a half of a piece. This would probably do one piece. Inside there would probably do about a third of a piece. That would probably just be one piece right there, just cut in half. And then on this side, I'm thinking one piece, which I'll have to cut down to fit, and then a half of a piece. So I think I was right. I think 6 or 7 pieces I should be able to finish this. I told you guys this vinyl was perfect. It's called, here, I'll get you guys the name of it. It's like walnut something. Yeah, by the way, I still have my van passenger seat. It's right here. It's got a bunch of shit on it. Wait, where did I put that box? Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. So this is called Walnut Ember Gray. You get 36 square feet per box. So, because I didn't cut any of these and not use it, this is exactly 36 square feet. That's what 36 square feet looks like. So my van is just slightly bigger. I think my van's probably about, the area I need to fill in is more like 42 square feet. Something around there. But yeah, I don't really have much left to fill in. That's something quick I can do after Thursday when I buy more. So, looking good. You can see the ceiling is all ready to go. They got some wood panelings done to it. We're gonna do something cool with the ceiling. Whenever, but the ceiling is probably going to be the last thing on my list. Last thing on the list, because we got to wait for that AC unit, which I'm getting last. Alright, now I just got to clean up, because I'm done with the van this weekend. The good news is there's nothing in here that's going to be rattling when I go to work tomorrow. Think you should run the wiring before you... Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the wiring before I cover the wall. We're gonna do all 3 next weekend if we can. The only wiring that's really going behind that wall is the wiring I need for the GFS plugs, and then I'm just gonna drill a hole where the plugs are gonna be, and then we'll just go around that with the vinyl paneling. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I might just buy the GFS box, and then the GFCI box and wall plug or whatever. When I'm at Home Depot, I'll just get one for that wall since I'm doing that wall. And while I'm putting in the 1/4-inch plywood, I can drill my, the square hole that I need, and then install that. The only thing is I don't have anything that can cut a hole like that. That skill saw is not going to be able to do that for me. Unfortunately, the jigsaw that I have doesn't work. I do have a handsaw. I don't know if I can use that or I don't know. Should be able to use something. Ugh. Put on this away. Look. Chandelier. Yeah, so you can hit your head on it all the time. Look, my vape matches. Totally matches. Same color and everything. Bro, this van is gonna end up looking like a giant game room with the bed. That's what the van's gonna look like. With all the freaking LED strip lighting in the ceiling and then under the So I am also doing LED strip lighting under the cabinets. So there's gonna be a lip that I'm gonna leave, and I'm running floor lights essentially under the cabinets and the desk on both sides. So at night it's gonna look like a freaking game room in here probably. Construction vape. Oh shit, there is a big wasp and I think he's telling me to get my fucking ass inside. One second. Ended up not needing this circular saw today. Gosh. Out here today. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. Stopped at the perfect time. It's starting to get hot enough to where they're fucking flying around. I predict me getting stung a couple of times before I'm done building this van up. I foresee the future. Alright guys, I will see you all on the next van build stream. Probably gonna do some gaming the rest of the day, enjoy the rest of my day off. I wish I did have a little bit more that I could do in here. I feel like such a good day wasted, but I mean I finished everything that I had set out to do this week. I mean, if you think about what this van looked like before yesterday, I got a lot done. So let's go into we'll get a lot done next week, and hopefully I can buy a bunch of materials this week. I will say my paycheck is going to be a lot bigger this coming week than it was the previous 2 weeks because I worked more hours. My job put me back on normal hours and took me off of winter hours, which was far less. So that would be nice. So I'll be able to get a couple more things this week. So anywho, oh wow, this is not level, is it? Sorry, there's like a leveler on this tripod and it's like really not level. Say that's level right there. No, it's still not level. This van is on an angle. Alright guys, I will see you on the next stream. Until next time, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, please. And, yep, we will see you. Absolutely, Jay Sully. That is going to be an awesome time. What will suck is you can't spend the money for 6 months, but when you're done and you're free to go wherever you want to go, I guess you have money. So it'd be awesome. Alright guys, oh shit, that's a big wasp. Alright, gotta go. Peace.